All I'm saying, you gotta enjoy your motherfucking life. That's all the fuck I'm saying. Enjoy your goddamn life. Life is fucking short. Enjoy that shit.
Made it out the city, but you still know what it is. Yeah, like what's up then? I came too far just to bend on it. Still in a hoodie, but I treat it like a Benz donor. Made it out rich, man, but you still know what it is. Hello, world. It's me again. It's the Don, the Senator, Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 7-5. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah. This is the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the land while we driving. That's why we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single aspect of our lives. We strive, and our goal here is to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single thing that we do. Here at the mansion, we learn lessons from current events, whether it be global, whether it be local, and we apply it. Also, we stay in the mix about technology, health, in this cold, calculated, and ever so changing world. So envious ones, welcome to the home of the anti-hero here at the mansion. We have an interesting show for you guys here today. As you already know, for returning for the envious ones and for the new ears and eyes. This is how we do over here in the mansion. So first things first is we have the isms. Then after that, then we run into the word of the day. After the word of the day, then we run into our topics. Today, I have 3 topics for you. So the first topic that we will be talking about today will be talking about a teen's body believed to be 100 feet underground after cousins riled about face there. It's tragic. Then we will be going into topic number 2, which will be an observation of Mental Health Awareness Month. This will be highlighting first responders who suffer in silence with mental health issues due to their job. And last but certainly not least, we will be touching on technology. The Biden administration, they are planning to launch a $45 billion plan to get everybody who lives in the United States online. So it's either robots or artificial intelligence. Well, robots and artificial intelligence would go together and or go this route. Because at the end of the day, until robots can control this thing by themselves, you're still going to need people. Even when you do have the robots here, you're still going to need people. Alright, so this just came in today that Mr. Jacoby de Bouvier, he passed. And we didn't always see eye to eye. We didn't. But he was good people. And one of the things that I liked about him was that he always had vision. And he always went through with what it is he said he was going to do. And I think you can say he's a little extra. But look at the things that he's doing. Scholarships. Black Men Rock scholarship. And an award show. This is where back in 2018 where I was accepting an award for the Black Men's Rock. I mean, that was the first time I had ever been recognized for anything. And this was while I was working at the Trend. but I appreciate him. I do. So let me slide back to how we met. So 2018 ish, I want to say it was. When I was working at 88.1 WHOV 88.1, the Hampton University radio station, which is a jazz station. Shout out to Kevin the Moose Anderson and Mr. J Lane, because those guys put me on. They allowed me to come in there, learn the game. I mean, I was working 3 shows at the time, like not getting paid, but just soaking up everything, just meeting guests and things like that, and just learning how to treat very important people. You don't have to be a kiss ass, suck ass, brown noser, but you treat VIP different. And that's just what it is. So I think we interviewed him for the Edith White show is when I met him. I met him during the Edith White show. So I was working the boards. I was basically the producer for the Edith White show. And by the way, at the time, I was producing 3 shows live on the air. I was doing the Edith White show, Build a Better Life with Edith White. I was doing the Will of East show. And I was doing my favorite one, It's the Law. And It's the Law was the shit. I fuck with It's the Law. It's the Law was, they had the Eric O. Moody law firm and all of his lawyers that came in every single week, and they picked a law or new laws that just came into play, and they would talk about it. And then people would call in and they would just expand on it. And it was awesome. It really was. It was really, really lit. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But anyways, met Jacoby while I was producing Edith White's show. And typically when you have guests, I mean, you got to cater to them. You got to pander. And I didn't really pander. I was just like, hey, how you doing, sir? Another show is finishing up. I have everything set up. Headphones. This, that, and the third. She's in there if you want to go speak to her. But we're not going to get started until about 15 minutes from now. If you don't mind, can you please go in there at least, 5 minutes before we start, so I can test out everything, levels, the whole 9. Is there anything else I can get for you? Some water or something? He's like, nah. He's cool. Went in there, started talking about, Black Man Rock. And just from there, that's where the relationship started. So one of the things that he liked to do was the fashion shows. And I'll mind you, we wasn't buddy or anything like that. But the reason I feel it's important to talk about Jacoby, even though we didn't see eye to eye all the damn time, is because he put a lot of people on. He put me on. He put a lot of people on. And you can't do nothing but appreciate that. I mean, I didn't see this coming. And like I said, man, definitely didn't have perfect relationship whatsoever, but as far as I'm concerned, and as far as things go with him and me, we were okay. We were good. But anyway, so he invites me to this fashion show at I think it's either the Hilton or the Marriott, but it's out in Suffolk. And it was just to help. It wasn't to actually be in there. And I had to beg to even be in one fashion show because I guess I just wasn't good looking enough for anybody, even though I know I'm the most handsome man in the world. But and plus, I never really cared to be in a fashion show. That's never been my thing. I never cared for that. I did one fashion show and that's because of Miss Bling. But anyways, fashion show is where he introduces me to Miss Bling and the trend. And Alicia, Miss Bling's daughter, Miss Peaches, LJ, Talina, Famous Radio Live crew. And I mean, look. Hey man, it just goes from there, man. It just starts there, because Nicole was the one who hit me up today and was like, "Hey, Jacoby just passed, and anything Jacoby, she let me know." Ain't none of us perfect, so I'm not gonna go there and throw anybody under the bus because that's not what we do. That's not what we do, man. But I really don't have anything bad to say about the man that I didn't tell him while he was here. I mean, it was cool having him on the shows when we did it with the trend. Like, it was cool. Because you would have some guests that just, they didn't know how to interview or they weren't engaging. And the guy was a star, for real. Maybe everybody's not meant for, the silver screen on a worldwide global level. But the guy was clearly made to be in front of people. So I just want to say, Jacoby, thank you for putting me on and recognizing me when I never asked for recognition, never complained. I just was in front of the camera and behind the scenes, always just going, just working, just going and doing my best to make things happen. So, Jacoby, thank you for recognizing me when you did. And hopefully we can carry on your legacy somehow, some way, some shape, some form. But you definitely left an impression on me and so many other people. So, in that regard, thank you, Jacoby. And may you rest easy. And have your fashion shows up in heaven, man. All right. Isms, the isms, the isms, the isms, the isms, isms, the isms, isms, the isms, the isms, the isms. So, the isms today. As I clear up round. Assassination plots. I have a feeling that once I get to an apex, or once I start to climax, and where I can take this, that there will be attempts. Something in my soul and my spirit is just telling me that there will be attempts. So I just wanted to give everybody the how to identify an assassination plot. Now, first things first is who can be assassinated? What's the difference between murder and assassination? Murder is just Jimmy shot John. Assassination is Jimmy shot Don. Don is the governor of Virginia. It's literally status. That's assassination. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to Miriam. I trust Miriam, and you should too. Cause this ain't no black people's language. America's most trusted. Come on. So assassination. I spelled that completely wrong. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Because we're holding class right here. Assassination. There you go. All right. Murder by sudden or secret attack, often for political reasons. The act or an instance of assassinating someone, such as a prominent political leader. See? So, assassination plot. And excuse me, let me back that up. Not even an assassination plot on me, but if anything, just an assassination of character. So, for my audience, I just want you guys to be able to identify what it's going to look like. Or at least identify the clues. So first things first is they're gonna assassinate your character. And this is also for if you're in the workplace, you're in real life, wherever. This is how it's gonna go down. They're gonna assassinate your character. Let's say you're a baseball player, Christian baseball player, and all you do is go to batting practice, weight lift, baseball practice every day. Sunday, you go to church, spend time with the family, and do that every single day. Everybody knows you do that every single day. But let's say, and you're the captain of the baseball team. Let's say now somebody wants your spot. So, what's the first thing they're gonna do? Assassinate your character. They're like, hey, Don, he's not who y'all think he is. Everybody's like, what? What you mean? All he does is go to batting practice, lift weights, come to practice every Sunday. He's in church. Spends time with his family. That's all he do. He don't do nothing else. He not who you think he is. What do you think he does every day in between 2 o'clock all the way up until an hour before practice? He's out buying hookers. So they fabricate something, or they take something that you say out of context and blow it up and make something big out of it and try to hang your image on that. They try to assassinate your character first. And I do want to say that, excuse me, I don't feel, because words are powerful and you can speak things into existence. So I don't want to speak an assassination attempt over my life. I'm good. That's not what we're doing over here. I'm not a martyr. But I just want you guys to be able to understand that this is an assassination plot, that if it happens, it will happen like this. So assassination of character will be the first thing. Then after that, assassination of finances. That's why it's like, you want to have your FU money together and ready to go. They say always have your bail money ready to go. So they mess your character up. Then after that, baseball is how you get paid. So they get you kicked off the team because somebody wants your spot. And then after that, they assassinate you because you out the way. They get you up out of there and make it seem like the perfect crime. But I'm just saying, I heard the assassination plot somewhere earlier today, and I was like, that's something that I at least want to say. Because I feel like a lot of us in our day-to-day lives, we get assassinated. Or people try to put assassination plots on our lives. And I rebuke all that shit. I rebuke all of that shit. Fuck that. Word of the day.
Turpitude.
Turpitude. Yeah, so no assassination attempts on my life. I'm chilling. I'm just I'm chilling. I'm just a YouTuber, man. You know what I mean? I just have thoughts, ideas, opinions. That's it. I'm not here to mess anybody's money up because I want to make my own money. Turpitude refers to inherent lack of integrity or morality, or to an evil or immoral act. It is frequently used in legal context in the phrase moral turpitude. Crimes such as theft and perjury may involve moral turpitude. Turpitude. All right, let's go on to the first one. Man, this right here, this made me sad, and this just makes me, like, articles like this, stories like this, makes me really not want to have kids, but especially daughters. And also, this is like stories like this make you realize, like, why a lot of families will have their kids smoke or drink at the house. But even when they do that, they still will go outside of the house and do whatever it is that they want to do. I mean, if I could have smoked at the crib, then I would have. But my mom's went into that shit. All right. Teen's body believed to be 100 feet underground after cousin's wild about face. Yeah, I'm about to pull this up. All right, so after 5 months of searching, investigators in Michigan believe they are one step closer to solving the death of Zion Foster, a 17-year-old girl whose sudden disappearance not only rocked the small town of East Point, but also drove a family apart. On Thursday, police zeroed in on the spot where they believe the teen's body is buried 100 feet beneath the surface, possibly providing crucial answers after Foster's cousin offered a sensational story about her death. Foster was last known to be hanging with a cousin, 23-year-old Jalen Brazier, who picked her up from her house on January 4th. Brazier was sentenced on March 30 for initially giving false statements to police related to Foster's disappearance. During the sentencing, Foster's mother, Sierra Milton, testified that she was incredibly close with her daughter. She shared her location with me everywhere she goes. She asked if she can go wherever I would allow her to go. There are yeses and then there are no's because as a parent you want to protect your babies. Zion was the oldest of 6 kids. So that's her right there. When Foster asked her mom if she could hang out with Brazier on January 4th, Milton agreed, telling the court that Foster had Brazier listed in her phone as Favo because he was her favorite relative. Milton told Dateline in January that her daughter left around 10:45. At 12:59 a.m., she received a message from Foster's phone that said, "On my way." Letting her know she was en route home. When Foster never arrived, her mom reported her missing to East Point police. Milton told the court that Foster usually kept in constant communication, so the silence was incredibly unlike her. She said she began to fear that her daughter was being held against her will, the original missing person report said. Milton testified in court that things became even stranger when Brazier called her the next day. When my baby didn't come home, he called me to say, "I don't know why Zion would lie and put me into this. I haven't seen her in years." Come on, bro. Milton said she was stunned and knew Brazier was lying, as even she had seen him recently. Come on, bro. Brazier's lies persisted when he was brought in for questioning on the 10th of January. He asserted that not only had he not seen Foster, he hadn't even visited the town of East Point in as much time, as in a year. When investigators... Oh, man. Yo, my hamstring's been tight. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to stretch these out. I got to stop playing. I got to stretch these. Hopefully all my niggas out there, y'all get some pussy that's as tight as these hamstrings, because these motherfuckers, they feel like they about to pop. They so goddamn tight. Shit. Alright. Eventually he confessed that he did in fact see Zion at night. He picked her up, brought her home. So they put their weed together and they both smoked, but something happened. When he came back in the room, she was unconscious. Like, bro, what was y'all smoking? What was in your weed, bro? It was your weed. That shit whack. I don't know exactly how she passed. I just know 1 minute she was cool, she was fine. She laid back for a minute, and next thing I know, she just was dead. I don't know what caused it. Instead of calling for help, he admitted to loading his lifeless cousin into the trunk of his car. Brazier said he drove her to a dumpster and dumped her body. Come on, man. How do I explain what happened? I don't know why she died or what caused her to die. Brazier said of his decision, I was reacting off of just innate fear. I just didn't know what to do. Bruh, like. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is this is a poster. I wanted poster. And what, this was this year? I think she's 18 already, actually. But yeah, man, that's it. Come on, man. You might not even got any time, cause that's not your fault. You didn't kill her. I mean, you were the only one there, but you didn't kill her. But it had something's up with that weed, man. That shit y'all smoking. That's why I don't be smoking that shit, man. Y'all ain't finna have me up here fucking looking goofy in the fucking face and shit. Have me goddamn passing out and shit. Motherfucking, I thought weed was supposed to have you happy, hungry, and high. That shit had you down, depressed, about to have a heart attack and shit. That shit sick, man. I just want to get high, hungry, go to sleep, not die, and see the and see the promised land, see the afterlife. You know what I mean? You said match a blunt. I said, alright, I'll match you 2 blunts. You got an extra one? You said, yeah. We said, alright, we gonna make 2 blunts that's mixed, and then, or we gonna mix 1 blunt. So mine, yours, and then, the other blunts just, our shit. Nigga, what? Nobody goes into a smoke session. That's literally the first time I've heard of anybody dying from smoking. That's the first time. That wasn't weed. It was something else in that. That was not marijuana. Bro, I literally have never heard of anybody dying from smoking weed. Have you? That shit crazy. Alright.
And verifying what many of you already suspect, gun violence is up. Thanks for joining us for 8 News at 11. I'm Eric Phillips.
I'm Deanna Albritton. 8 News reporter Ben Dennis is live for us to break down the details of this disturbing trend. Ben, what have you found?
Well, Eric and Deanna, in Central Virginia, it's a harsh reality. More and more people are being shot and more families are left broken. In Richmond alone...
That's not the video. Alright. Move it along. And I do want to say this, that I know that this will be episode 30 right here. This is just the beginning. I have plans on what I want to do with this podcast. So it's not going to just continue to be just this. Just reading articles and just going through it and, running through 20 different topics a show. Because sometimes those shows pop. Sometimes it's just like, all right, I could do something else. And that's fine. That's fine. This is literally for people who want to be here. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. But I have plans to expand this show. But as of right now, no, when I say expand the show, I basically already have the format of it. But expand it as in bringing people on. And you guys will see. And I believe that you will really enjoy what we have to offer over here and what we're bringing and how we're bringing it. And hopefully it's gonna be a new, fresh voice for everybody out there. I love what I do, and I want you guys to love it in the same ish way that we love it over here. All right, RVA. A new survey suggests many first responders in VA are suffering in silence when it comes to mental health. It's a trend Joseph Demon knows all too well. I relive May 4th over and over and over and over again, and what I could have done to allow Gary to be alive today. May 4th, 2006 is the day the now retired Chesterfield police officer saw his partner, Officer Gary Burrow, die during an early morning call that ended in gunfire. Damon survived after being shot 5 times. He said seeing those cars still brings back painful scenes in vivid detail. I'll be thinking about Gary. I'll be thinking about the smell of gunpowder. I'll be thinking about the things that happened 16 years ago. But to me, it just happened yesterday. Damon said he went back to work as soon as his wounds were healed. I was physically ready, but I wasn't emotionally ready. Damon was later diagnosed with PTSD, but it took him several years to seek therapy. I felt at the time that I couldn't be 100% forthcoming or honest with what I was experiencing because it would have been seen as weakness. Fear of being viewed as weak was among the chief concerns cited by first responders, who reported being reluctant to seek help in a new national wellness survey for public safety personnel. Others were concerned about how seeking help could impact their career or security clearance. Some said they wanted to handle it on their own or were worried about confidentiality. Preliminary results released by the Virginia Association of Chiefs of Police summarized answers from 2,635 first responders, or about 20% of all first responders across the state. 19% received clinical scores indicating levels of moderate to severe depression. Damn, that's a lot of people. 20% received clinical scores indicating moderate to severe levels of anxiety. So depression is like, man, like 16 years ago, I got shot. Damn. Like, man, that I really got shot. That really messed me up. Because remember, depression is living in the past. Anxiety is living in the future. And those aren't the specific definitions for depression and anxiety. But it's an easier way to understand those two words and get a better grip on what's going on and what's surrounded by those words. Depression, past, anxiety, future. But I'm a present in the present. What's up? All right. 12% received scores representing clinical significance on PTSD assessment. 21% indicated problems with alcohol. 8% reported experiencing thoughts of passive suicide ideation. Thoughts of suicide, self-harm, but no plan to carry it out. 4% reported experiencing thoughts of active suicide ideation, thoughts of suicide, self-harm, and a plan of carrying it out. Of law enforcement respondents who received scores of clinical significance, the vast majority were not formally diagnosed. 69% for depression, 74% for anxiety, 73% for PTSD. So I just want to say that being a millennial and growing up in the day and the time that I'm growing up in, a lot of people, they like to claim mental health this, mental health this. Just like old girl, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, talking about some, I forget what they said. She was claiming. They always go up there and they always claim mental health. About the only time I wish I was white. The only time. Going up there in front of that stand. Instead of getting life, you get 20. Shit. I wish. But, no, I'm good. I'm going to pass. Because what happens, in my eyes, in my opinion, and from what I've observed, is when you keep on claiming and you keep crying wolf when it comes to mental health, this, mental health, can't focus, mental health, can't pick my legs up, mental health, my hamstrings tight, mental health, shit, I can't fuck my girlfriend right, mental health, can't get my dick up right, mental health. What you do is you lower the value. You lower the importance of it. It's just like, well, at least in my eyes, this is just my opinion. You don't have to take this for facts. I mean, shit, I just came up here to, my ism was talking about an assassination plot. And I messed up by starting off saying that, you know, in the future, I feel like there's going to be one on me. That might be mental health. But I don't believe that. I ain't speaking that into existence. I don't want no parts of that. But I'm just saying. It's like when you scream and you holler something and you cry wolf, buy wolf tickets so many times, it lessens the value on that. But what about the people who really have issues? Like, I can believe these cops have some issues. And I ain't talking about, oh, well, cops shooting niggas. I ain't talking about that. Because it is cops shooting niggas. But it's also stupid niggas out here who provoking cops to get shot. So, because I ain't never been in no altercations with no cops. I don't play that. Because you're not about to pull me over because my tail light is out. And then have me walking out of here with my arm dislocated from my body, with my shoulder blade and all this contents floating around in my skin. Nah, it's not going down like that. A lot of these cops fat, but could outrun me. I'm talking about a lot of these cops like 200 pounds bigger than me and could almost outrun my little ass. Man, nobody got time for that, man. You could be hard-headed if you want to. And also with this, a lot of these people, first responders, so it's not all cops, because we're talking about firefighters, ambulance people, police officers, going undiagnosed. The survey also showed where first responders are currently assessing behavioral health resources, both internally and externally. So this is where they're going to get help. So within the department, you can see right there. I was not trying to do that. Why'd y'all take me out of that? I guess this is a... Huh. Shit. Let's go back. All right. Dr. John Moss, a police psychologist, said the low rate of formal diagnosis likely reflects a lack of willingness to seek help and a reluctance among professionals to assign labels to people working in public safety. He said at times that can be counterproductive. Moss said the data set almost currently underreports the problem. Notably, a significant number of participants left the survey, which presented with trauma-related questions, according to the report. Still, Moss said the national effect to collect this kind of data reflects an important shift. People are beginning to recognize that it is a strength to ask for help, so they are being encouraged to do so. But Moss said the growing recognition doesn't match the current reality of mental health resources tailored towards the police. From my perspective, from the mental health side, resources don't exist. Interesting. Moss said more police departments need to start hiring mental health staff or building close relationships with clinicians in their community to make seeking help easier. Right now, when a problem is brought to light, he said officers often don't have a trusted person to turn to who understand the unique challenges associated with the job. Chesterfield Police Chief Jeff Katz said training needs to be better prepare officers for trauma and how to manage it. Additionally, Katz said mental health conditions should be covered under workers' compensation so that officers in recovery can take time off and have more robust treatment paid for. As opposed to just here is a prescription, take these pills, get high as shit, get high as giraffe pussy, or eagle balls, I don't know, and then get back on the road. We have to stop treating our personnel like they're disposable, which they're going to do anyways. All these jobs treat the employees for the most part like they're disposable. Those comments come after a recent effort to expand workers' compensation to include anxiety and depressive disorder incurred by law enforcement officers or firefighters on the job failed in the Virginia General Assembly. It passed the state Senate with unanimous support, but a House version of the bill never got a vote in the House Appropriations Committee. Delegate Rob Bell, who sponsored the House bill, said it came down to funding. I didn't hear anyone say that they didn't like the idea, but a lot of bills go to appropriations with a significant fiscal impact and don't make it out. This issue isn't going away, so we certainly will try to find a way to address this, and if this isn't the best way, we'll find another way. As the nation sees a shortage of public safety personnel, Katz said action is urgent. And if we do these things, we can grow stronger as a public safety infrastructure. That's an investment, and we should stop looking at it as an expense. All right, so before we go ahead and we're gonna dangle the rope down the rabbit hole just a little bit. We're going to definitely do that. But I do want to speak to the fact that they've been talking about, of course, the shortage, the employee shortage, aka the Great Resignation, which nobody wants to work, or people stack their bread and they're getting their money online different ways. This makes sense. But this is also something that's been going on everywhere. Every job. People don't want to work. People are being overworked. And this is just what's coming from it. It's hard times right now. So what you gonna do about it? Let's see what everything's talking about. I have that pulled up. What's this? We're gonna let that rock, but a lot of people are going through it. So I appreciate my police force, my police presence. When I go to events, I appreciate them. And I would like for some of my tax dollars to go to helping them out. Biden administration launches $45 billion plan to get the entire U.S. online by 2030. The Internet for All initiative is funded by the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law. The Biden administration has formally started its $45 billion effort to bring affordable and reliable high-speed broadband internet across access to everyone in the U.S. by 2030. The Internet for All funding is part of the $65 billion earmarked for broadband in the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law. Starting today, state and other entities can apply for funding from 3 Internet for All programs. In the 21st century, you simply cannot participate in the economy if you don't have access to reliable, affordable, high-speed internet. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, who was overseeing the distribution of the funds, said, thanks to President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law, Americans across the country will no longer be held back by a lack of internet. I remember it was a time when you didn't even have to be on the internet. Like, I know I sound old. I really could give a shit. Because the young hoes like me. And I'm not even old for real. But I ain't young. But it was a time where dude, when we were teenagers looking for jobs, like, we didn't go online. We went to the places and we got paper applications and we filled them out while we were there and we gave it back to either the manager or the person who was at the front or we made copies of it because we would just go from place to place, get applications, fill it out, photocopy that hoe, have an extra copy of it for us, go back to the place, dressed up, suit, well, not even suit, button down shirt, tie, little vest, whatever, clean, maybe get an interview on the spot, whatever the case is. Now you can just go on Indeed and you be sitting back, just, you know what I mean? Cool. Oh, I guess I need to move it back because I got perfect light right here. Oh, okay. It's right here. This is where I really need to be. Gotcha. I ain't gonna do it right now. All right. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, everything's already on the internet, but it's like literally everything is gonna be on the internet. So if they can't censor it, they're gonna be able to control that hoe. I mean, they already control it, but Internet's a big place. States could use the funding to install fiber optic cables, put more Wi-Fi networks in place, or even offer some people free broadband internet access. The launch of the program follows news earlier this week that the Biden administration has teamed up with 20 providers to offer subsidized internet service to low-income houses. Shoot, go ahead, bring that on. Most of the Internet for All funding will be available from the Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment Program. So, it sounds like taxes. This will be paid for through taxes. Alright. Each state that takes part in the program will receive at least $100 million from the BEAD pot of $42.5 billion. Where are they getting all this money from? I need about 100 bands. 100 bands. 100 bands will set me good right now. Because 100 bands in reality will be 20 for me. About 25, 30. Roughly. I can do something with that. Each state that takes part, okay. After that, funding allocations will be decided in part based on updated broadband coverage maps that the federal FCC is expected to release this fall. Under the $1 billion Enabling Middle Mile Broadband Infrastructure Program, funding will allow funding will be allocated based on a technology neutral competitive basis to build, buy, or improve infrastructure elements that carry large amounts of data at high speeds over long distances. As for the $1.5 billion State Digital Equity Planning Grant Program, that's designed to bolster adoption and use of the internet with the help of digital literacy training. Interesting. I'm curious to see what's going to come from this. Let's see. Man, I'm telling you, man, this hamstring, man. See, that's what I get for exercising on it and not stretching. Like both of them, man. Goodness gracious. It's just this hamstring digging in my chest. Pause. I ain't even say nothing that was pause worthy, but pause. Like, sheesh. What I need is I need a muscle roller. A muscle massage, especially in my back, and a better diet. That's probably part of it, and drink more water. All right, let's see what the overview is. High-speed internet access isn't a luxury. It's needed to fully engage in the economy, and it helps ensure public safety and the health of our nation. Unfortunately, too many in America lack access to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet. The Broadband Equity, Access, and Development Program provides $42.45 billion to expand high-speed internet across or access by funding, planning, infrastructure, deployment, and adoption programs in all 50 states. Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, American Samoa, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, which I want to go to. Who can apply? These are the entities. Application. Notice of funding. Opportunities. Let's see. I want to see if I can apply. Can I apply? Can we apply? Let's go see. Or is this just like for countries? Like they literally just put this out. Like we are up on it. Do I have to log in? I don't want to log in. I don't want to do that because I don't want nobody messing with me. I don't want that. I'm not trying to get Alex Jones. I don't want to be around for 10, 12 years and then you guys say, all right, we had enough of you. Like, I want to do this as long as I want to do this. All right. Where was I? All right. So an expansion off of the article that we just were talking about. Now this is an issue right here. I know when I went to go see my grandma, my mom, grandma, uncles, whole nine. They're from Middleburg, Virginia. More so, St. Louis, Virginia, which is in Middleburg, Virginia, which is the country. So this is Northern Virginia, essentially. It's literally, this is Nova. This is 30 minutes outside of Washington, as old country people say, or old people say, Washington. Like, we ain't washing nothing. It's Washington, okay? But yeah, Washington, D.C. But nah, that's where they grew up. Anyways, when I went to my grandma's funeral, I got lost because I literally had never drove up there before. I never drove. I was always with my mom or my aunties. And they drove. They're from there. They know that area. They know how to get there, get out, maneuver. If they get lost, they know what's up. But as soon as I got out there to St. Louis, I was lost. I'm talking about Google Maps is off. Like, the only thing that saved me is I saved my map offline. So I just followed it like that. But yeah, it's crazy. FCC hopes to fix its broadband maps with more precise data. So that would be very helpful. We're not going to go too much into this. We're not going to go into it at all, actually. So yeah, things to know to see where everything is going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end this out. I think this is a good show. I think this is a very, very good show. It gets better and better every time that we do it. And I have more and more fun every single time that I hop behind this microphone and do what I need to do. So I'm having a hard time with this culture and this nation and how comfortable and but how profitable death is, especially death, and how desensitized we are to it. I'm uncomfortable with that. That's something that I can't become desensitized to. I'm very sensitive to that. I just don't get it. I mean, with the death Kevin Samuels and how just disgusting people did him. Whether you agree, whether you don't agree. But it's a human thing. It's just like with Mr. Jacoby DeBouvier. We didn't always see eye to eye. I didn't always agree with most of the things that he did. I know last time he was on a show that I produced, he was getting under my skin. Why do you say, Don, why do you say that he was getting under your skin? Because he came up there and he was grandstanding. What is grandstanding? You're trying to take over the show. When it's a show that's a shared effort, you're over talking people. You're doing this, you're doing that. I told him about himself while he was here. But you know what? I don't have any issues with that man. Never did. And I really do appreciate him for what he did. I really do. I still have my trophy. I appreciate that. But I will never understand how this culture that I'm growing up in, that I'm a part of, that we're a part of, I will never be able to understand how people can be so evil. I get it. I understand. We don't care. We literally see death and porn and just wild shit every single day. Niggas got TikTok brains. TikTok, IG, social media has rewired our brains. So when we see people and it says, oh, rest in peace, and we end up killing these people off when they're not even dead. It's just a total disregard for human life. And me personally, I will never become desensitized to that. I'm gonna always remain sensitive. Be human again. It's a lot of humanoids out here. It's a lot of NPCs, non-playable characters out here, just going along, getting along. And even if they're going along, they don't just be getting along. They're just going along because that's what they know. That's how they've been indoctrinated to just go along. But I say all that to say, to bring it all into full rotation. Rest in peace, Mr. Jacoby. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Yeah, it may not have been the biggest opportunity, but you know what? I met some of the greatest people that I could have ever met in my life. Through Miss Bling, daughter, Alicia, LJ, Brianna, Selena. I got to put on Kevin. I brought so many people up there on the shows. I met so many people. I brought Greg Gutty up there. I brought Mellow Fresh up there. I brought Trillo Skywalker up there. I brought Damian Harvey up there. I got to meet Pretty Boy. I got to meet Jasmine Williams. I believe that's her last name. I met so many people. Oh, I met Laji. I met so many people doing so many wonderful things because of Mr. Jacoby and his connections. Like I said, we didn't always see eye to eye. But for the people that you did introduce me to, I'm forever grateful. I hope that you can see this, you can feel this, you can understand this, and where it's coming from. That where this is coming from a sincere place. This is not me trying to convince people who will see this. This is just me just digging and giving you the raw. Pause. But not giving you the raw emotions. So, thank you. Now to end out the show, today's isms, we talked about assassination plots. First, they assassinate your character, then assassinate you financially so you can't make a living, so you can't have your bread up. They might freeze your accounts. Then third, they assassinate you. Whether it be directly, whether it be collateral. You know, we did seen crazy things like you're driving in a van or you're driving in a car, they're following you, and you drive over a bridge and they blow the bridge up. 150 people die, but you're the most important person. They were trying to get you. Plane crashes, whole nine, man. So, when there are people that you follow and you start to hear things that sound out of character, just think about what I'm telling you. The assassination plot. I'm tripping. I was like, hold on, what? What's that noise? But yeah, the assassination plot. First your character, your money, then you. You hear anything out of character, then investigate it. Alright, moving along. Word of the day.
Turpitude.
And I have to work on this outro. I have to work on this outro and clean it up. And what I might end up doing is not even doing an outro from here on out. I know not a lot of people won't watch this right now, so I'm not worried about it. I can always take these down. And I'm gonna upload this one. Yeah, I'm gonna upload it. Alright, anyway, so next episode, first topic, teen's body believed to be 100 feet underground after cousin's wild about face. So, come on, man. Bro, you still got in trouble. You would have been better off if you would have just said, hey, look, hey, we smoked weed. Her shit was laced. She died. Come get her. Or she in the car. What you about to do? Like, I didn't kill her. I promise I didn't kill her. You would have been better off telling the truth, man. But I almost got fired from my job for not telling the truth. Tell the truth, man. Because you still might have got jail time. But ain't no telling with this. That's sick. And plus, don't do drugs. Especially drugs with random people. Because y'all really don't chill like that. At least that's what it seemed like from the story. So, hey. Alright. In observation of Mental Health Awareness Month, we read an article speaking on first responders who suffer in silence with mental health issues, more so PTSD, and how there's a lack of resources to help these first responders, more so and more specifically police officers. So I'm cool with tax dollars going over there and helping them because I appreciate a police force or that, but I appreciate a police presence in places that I go. Cause shit crazy out here and niggas is shooting. not scared, but I can't beat everybody, and I can't shoot everybody, and you need a police force. You need a police presence, and I don't got time for nigga shit, or fucking redneck shit, or fucking soy sauce shit, whatever the fuck. I don't got time for no horse shit. Pay for what y'all need to pay. Get a police precincts, police force, especially in Virginia. Get them what they need. Cause they don't need to be out here stirring people up, shooting motherfuckers for no reason. Okay? I don't want to get shot over no horse shit. Cause I fuck wrong. I breathe oxygen wrong. Shit, I hit some shit wrong. I got them closing open my eyelids too many damn times in a second. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Provide the resources to these people. Please. Please. We don't want to lose another innocent one for no reason. Alright, and then last but certainly not least, we talked about how the Biden administration, they are clearly focused on the future. They are launching a $45 billion plan to get the entire U.S. online by 2030. If I would have let the rope down that rabbit hole a little bit more, then I guarantee you that I would have dug up something on how the whole entire world is going to be on something like that. So, I mean, it's just like everything else always ties back into each other. But, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm the Don. I'm the Senator of Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 75. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah. This is the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build it and what we drive it. Our goal here is to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single aspect of our lives. We look and we peep into local, global news, and we apply that into our lives so we can become better, contributing citizens, so we can lead a life, a high quality teamness. Yes, I love what I do. This may not be the best episode, but shit, we're gonna get better every single time that we do this. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and we're out. Signal out. Peace.